Welcome back to TribPreps. I'm Eric Lee alongside Todd Sommerfeld, and we're here to break down week 4 of high school football here in Wisconsin.
Yes.
We'll run through the list of games real quick. We got Independence Gilmanton at Melmin, Blair Taylor at Pepin Alma, Aquinas at Westby, Toma at West Salem, Hillsborough at DeSoto, Onalaska at St. Croix Central.
Yes. Not a lot of games, but
not
some games.
Not a lot of games. Two canceled recently because of COVID.
Yeah, Onalaska Luther was supposed to play a home game against Iowa Grant.
Yep.
And that one's off, and then Caledonia lost its game at Stewartville for Friday night. So 2 down, but we have a few.
Yeah, I mean, what are you looking forward to the most this week, or what is the most intriguing to you this week?
Well, I think I'm going to be going to the Toma West Salem game, and I am looking forward to that because I want to see how Toma kind of builds off what it did last week, coming up with that come from behind win over Reedsburg.
Right.
They had to be pretty sky high after that one. That was a big win to get anyways, but in the fashion they got it, I'm sure that really had nothing but positive impact on the team and where they are after losing a game, and then before that kind of getting beat up by Onalaska.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to seeing West Salem get out there a second time. You saw them last week. They had some offensive struggles.
Right.
Didn't play too badly defensively, from the sounds of it.
Correct.
And they're on a long losing streak, of course. They get a home game. So I kind of want to see. I know West Salem's got some good athletes. I just kind of want to see how that translates on the football field this week.
And they looked, honestly, all things considered, last week being their first game of the season, they looked fairly polished. Obviously, some mistakes in there that you're going to see, any team that's playing their first game of the year. But honestly, not as much as you'd think from a team that not only, playing their first game of the year, but had to pause any sort of really in-person practice activities for multiple weeks. I think just having another week of practice under their belts is going to work wonders for that team too. So I agree. I think that'll be... I think that should be a pretty good game.
Yeah. And that was 15-13, right? If I remember right, the score?
The Onalaska game, yes,
so
correct.
Yeah,
right.
So, West Salem pushed them, and Anna's a team that we've seen play well. Even in the loss to Edgar, they moved the ball. So I think that bodes well for West Salem in terms of what they were able to do last week.
Yeah, I'll be at Aquinas Westby. I think at this point, you can almost rely on the Blue Bulls offense to put on a show with what they've done these first couple weeks. I don't know if they're going to really slow down at all this week. They have shown no reason that they're going to. You know what I mean?
And yet, Westby hasn't played in a couple of weeks.
Right.
They just are coming off a break themselves, as we were just talking about. Westby coming off one. So I don't know what Westby will have, what they'll be ready for, but I know they're going to have to be ready to play some defense. That's for sure.
I'm curious to see too. Westby quarterback Dylan Ellefson. This will be his second year as their starting quarterback. He's just having that extra year of experience, and obviously you talk about practice time being cut short now, but just to see what kind of strides he's made heading into this year. I think that'll be because Aquinas' defense. Last week Mauston was able to move the ball in, especially in the second half. So who knows? Maybe Ellefson will be able to keep things close. Maybe he won't. It all kind of probably, like you said, it probably depends on how well that Westby defense comes out and plays tomorrow night.
And it could come down to can they keep up with Aquinas in a high offense, high scoring game.
Right.
I don't know if that would be the case. Like you said, if Aquinas lets them move the ball and stay in it, something tells me Aquinas will have a little more firepower, but.
Right.
It's at Westby. They haven't played in a couple of weeks, and there's good and bad to that.
Yeah.
You have kids that are really excited to be back on the field.
Yep.
You also have kids that haven't been on the field in a little while. So, obviously it can go good or bad for them.
Yeah, and then Onalaska too is going to have its hands full this week with the St. Croix Central team that is 2-1, the same record as the Hilltoppers are going into this week.
And you can't say Onalaska's not challenging itself this year.
Right.
Playing the Edgar game, again, a game I said they moved the ball well in the game, just made bad plays at bad times. But again, picking up now St. Croix Central. Now Edgar was a Division 7 runner-up. St. Croix Central I think they won it in 2016, were runner-up in 17-18, so they're used to big games. Have played very well, very impressive, scored a lot of points in those years.
Yeah.
Got knocked out of the playoffs in the second round, I think, last year. But again, a program. And if you're on Alaska, it's an opportunity to play a good program. And they came up short last time. We'll see what happens this time. Last time they had Edgar at home. This time they're going to be on the road.
Right.
See what kind of difference that makes on them. But again, they're challenging themselves in this oddball season that they're going through, which is great to see.
Yeah, and I've been impressed with Alaska's defense,
Yeah.
probably more than anything on that team. And St. Croix Central's got some offensive weapons, dual threat quarterback. Their leading running back is also their leading receiver. So they've got two kids that they're really gonna have to key on and try to slow down. I think they've got more than 50% of their total touchdowns on the year. Those two combined do. So it'll be an interesting test to see if the defense really is up to the task this week after some impressive showings to kind of start the year.
Yeah.
So
and again, a good high-profile game for the Hilltoppers.
Right.
Another opportunity to, I guess, get the eyes from the state kind of looking at you and seeing what you do. Now, last time everybody said, "Wow, Edgar at D7 went in there and beat them."
Right.
Maybe now this time you can beat one of the top Division 4 teams that we have in the state, which is still. I don't put a lot into that division. Is there a difference between Division 1 and 2 and 6 and 7? Yes. But I think we're on Alaska in those middle divisions and stuff, and when they're playing each other, I don't think that's that big of a deal. If they go there and win, they beat a really good football team.
Yeah,
that's that.
Exactly. And I think that about wraps it up for us.
Yeah.
Tonight. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on?
No, we'll be back on Friday night talking about these games that we were just at, and then some of the others that we weren't. I wish we had a Luther game and a Caledonia game to talk about this week, but it's not going to happen. So we'll talk about what we have going on. But thanks a lot for joining us today, and we hope to see you back here on Friday night on lacrossetribune.com, TribPreps video.